These people will ruin your life. These people are like a cancer that will come into your life and spread their disease of victimhood. Okay, and that's essentially who I am talking about here. I know I've talked about in the past about staying away from people who are constantly angry or they have anger issues. You don't want them in your life either, much less simps, guys who will sell you out to the alphabet mob at any time you speak out against it. Don't want them in your life either. But just the same, you don't want anyone in your life carrying around this self-pity, right? Where they're just constantly just talking about how, life sucks. I mean, they're just like negative Nellies, and they're always just kind of like pissing on anyone else out there who's winning, and they themselves don't think it'll ever happen for them. And I believe Robert Greene talked about this in the 48 Laws of Power. He said, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. He said that himself. This book came out. I don't know if he would say that today, but he said that back when that book came out. It must have been like early 2000s. And I never forgot that, right? Because at that time, that's what I had done. And I was much happier when I got rid of these people in my life that, I care about them, but it was just affecting me. So you could care about the person, but once it starts affecting you and your quality of life, that's where you got to draw the line. You can only help them so much. I'm not saying don't try to help them, but most of us have gone beyond that point where it's like, dude, I've helped this guy all I can. I've done everything I can. I've wasted a lot of time on this dude. I've exhausted a lot of my energy on this dude, and he still doesn't get it. He's still here talking the same yap that he was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, back when we were in high school, back when we were in middle school, whatever. Like I've given this dude enough of my time. Just time to end this, right? Let him figure it out for himself. And sometimes that's the best thing for anybody like that. Is just they need to be on their own and figure it out for themselves. And they don't need all these enablers around them just essentially giving them permission to indulge in this, negative behaviors, right? And these negative thought loops that they have in their head. Because that's essentially what they are. They're just negative thought loops that this person has either put in his own head, or his parents might have put him in his head, or like most people today never grew up with that, but now it's in their head because they watch a lot of the mainstream alphabet media that is telling them, yep, unless you're born white, you can't do it. Unless you're born to a rich family, can't do it. If you're born black, it's over. If you're born Asian, no chance. If you're an Indian guy, no chance. If you're Hispanic, nope. Right? They're trying to feed this and put you inside your head, essentially, and make you feel like you have some target on your back, and there's some invisible boogeyman out there that won't allow you to do anything with your life, right? I mean, regardless of the fact that they are the same exact ethnicity as you, probably grew up in the same type of family environment, and they became successful multimillionaires or making 35 million a year, living in the Hamptons in a friggin' $10 million house, while they sit there tell you that, nope, got a target on your back though. I'm okay. You got the target on your back. I mean, they're just the biggest hypocrites of all time. I really can't stand the mainstream news. I really can't stand them whatsoever, because it's just constant. Whenever you turn it on, it's like constant. If you ever need to feel like a victim, turn on any news station. Like, you're constantly a victim, especially on the left, right? Especially the main ones. I mean, it's like, oh, you're constantly, this is happening to you. Oh, that's happening to you. Oh, look now. So yeah, this is why I can't stand them. Regardless, the people who have allowed themselves to become indoctrinated by this loser ideology, this matrix style mentality, to where now they're just like glued to these stations, glued to their politicians, glued to, the cultural landscape, where they, it's like everything they live for is waiting for the next move or the next broadcast to tell them how to live their lives. You can't help these people, right? Especially if they're adults. I mean, different story where kids or something, we all grow out of that, right? But if they're already grown adults, There's really nothing you can do for them. And as I always teach my self-development students, I teach you this in Premium Alpha Male Secrets. Click the link below, get signed up. First month's only $1. I teach you this in Premium Alpha Male Secrets, that your life, you should view your life, because this is very accurate, you should view your life like a lifeboat, right? Imagine one of those lifeboats on the Titanic. You're on one of those lifeboats, right? There's only, and you're trying to get from point A to point B. There's only so many people you could fit on that lifeboat, right? There's only so many people you could be friends with, so many people you have time for. You can only fit them on this lifeboat. Those are going to be your direct contacts in life, the people who affect you the most in life. So you have them on this lifeboat, and say you could only fit 6 people on this lifeboat. Okay? You want all 6 of those people on your lifeboat that are crowding your lifeboat, trying to get from point A to point B, all rowing in the same direction, right? They have to be rowing in the same direction to get you from point A to point B. Now, if you have a few on there that are rowing in the opposite direction, guess what? Even though you have most of the people rowing in the right direction, you have 2 people rowing in the opposite direction. You're just not, you're going to go forward, but you're not going forward as fast. Or worse, if half the people in your lifeboat are rowing in one direction and the other half are not, you're not going to move at all. Okay? You're not going to move at all. So it's important to kick those people off the boat and be like, sorry, you got to get off my lifeboat here. You got to get off my boat. Get your own boat. I got to throw you back in the water. Sorry, it's filled with sharks. But you know what? You're a grown adult. I've given you plenty of chances to knock this off. And it's time for me to stop enabling you and get you off my boat. So, off. Because I need to make room for somebody who's going to row in the same direction that I am rowing in. The same direction that everyone else wants to row in, so we could get over there to that island where there's land, where there's freedom, where there's food, where there's hot babes, where there's, Lambos. I want to get to that island where there's mansions. I want to get there. I want to leave this island where there's starvation, there's wokeness, there's nothing, there's like fat old harpies. I don't want to get. I want to get to the other island. There's hot chicks over there, right? And all the things I want. There's good food. It's a party over there. So we're trying to get there, but you keep rowing in the opposite direction, man. You're trying to keep us from going over there, or you're really slowing us down. So I need to get somebody on this boat who's going to row in our same direction, who has the same thought process, the same beliefs, the same ideologies, who's going to get us over there. Simple as that. That's how you have to view your life, right? That is how you have to view things. You have to get things done. I had to cut a lot of people off that I grew up with. Some of them are still kind of bitter about it too, and I don't feel guilty, because I gave them plenty of chances, right? It's mostly guys that I grew up with, or some guys I went to high school with. I gave these guys plenty of chances, right? Or even some females. I had some girls that I dated back in the day. I had to cut them all off, because I'm like, dude, how many times did I have to tell you this? How many days did I spend sitting there going, hey, can you knock this off? I'm not doing it anymore, right? Because life is short, and we're not going to be young forever, and you especially come to this realization, as I did. Like, I started coming to this realization in my early 20s. I mean, these guys I'm talking about specifically, they were going, like, I wanted to go to the better clubs that had the hotter girls, but they wanted to go to, like, these crappy, loser-ass, like, really, like, creepy dive bars in, I think it was, like, in the Mission District of San Francisco where I grew up. And I'm like, I'm not getting anything out of this. The reason why they wanted to go there is because they wanted to drink. They just wanted to, like, drink and, get drunk and stuff like that. It's not what I want to do. I don't even drink. So I'm like, I'm just going to start going to these clubs by myself, because I can't find anybody who wants to go with me. So I started going by myself. That's where I really cut my teeth on game, and I wasn't even that scared going by myself. I just, felt a little insecure at times because everybody was there with friends and I was just in line by myself, right? But they didn't know. I could have just been meeting somebody in there. So regardless, it didn't stop me. And that's what I did. That's how I started really learning game. And then I became one of the top 10 pickup artists in the world. And now I'm still teaching this stuff. I have one of the most successful POA businesses in the world, most successful students out there. And those guys are still hanging out at the same dive bars. I kid you not, right? I remember I checked up on these guys not that long ago. It was maybe a couple of years ago, and just see what they were up to. I was bored, and yep, still going to the same places. I mean, and I look back on them, I'm like, I'm glad I cut these dudes off, right? We were not going in the same direction, right? And they needed to find somebody on their lifeboat after I got off. They needed to find somebody who was like them, which they did. They found like more dudes that were exactly like them, that like to go to these like dive bars in the Mission and just drink on Friday and Saturday nights. That's not how I want to spend my time, right? I don't see any productivity in that. That's not a productive life for me. But they weren't about that. They were just about enjoying life and everything like that. And not that I'm not. I mean, that's not my form of enjoyment, because I don't drink, right? Maybe it might be yours, but that's just not what I choose to do. So they found somebody else to replace me with. That's fine. And I replaced them, by tenfold with other dudes who are going in my same direction, guys who wanted to crush it out there, guys who wanted to win in life, guys who wanted to just take the world, just take the world by the hand and make it our own. So if you're going through this now, where you have people in your life who are just constantly just playing victim, not that my friends did, they weren't like victim type guys, because I played ball with those guys, but I don't know, I just use them as an example of like kicking people off my boat. But if you have friends in your life especially who are walking around with this self-pity, like this perpetual like loser mindset, that this negative Nelly type attitude that they're constantly talking about with you, and even though you don't think like that, on some level it's having an effect on you, right? And on some level it's infiltrating your brain and your thought process, and it's kind of like a cancer, right? You don't really see it until it spreads. So you want to catch it early, and you want to catch these guys who are doing this, that are in your life, that just they're not going in the same direction that you are, right? Just kick them off the boat. The guys who have bought into the lies of the mainstream, and who believe that unless you are born into a certain ethnic background, or born into a certain culture or neighborhood or family, that it's impossible. Somebody's out to stop you. No, get those guys off your boat, because you can't win with people like that, right? You just can't. You can't get to the other side with dudes like that on your boat, who are going to be rowing in the opposite direction. You need everybody rowing in the same direction. Okay, because that's how I want you to view your life. I want you to view your life like a lifeboat, because that's what it is. That's what it is, son. Your life is a lifeboat. You got one shot at this. Okay, one shot. And you want to give yourself the best shot possible. And the only way you're going to do that is by getting the right people onto your boat, right? And this is why today, today it's like, if I'm going to make time to become friends with a dude and, and allow him into my life and all that, not to say allow, like, ooh, yeah, flex, but start hanging with that dude, it has to be another high value dude, right? Doesn't mean he has to be like rich or anything like that. Just another high value guy who shares the same things that I like, right? Might like cars, might like, we might have the same ideologies or philosophies to life. That's fine, right? I mean, you don't need to be banking or anything like that. I mean, I have high value dudes who are banking in my life, but we have to be going the same direction. I also have high value guys who are banking that, that have families and kids, and they do stuff with other dudes who have families and kids, and I don't really hang out with them because I don't have that, right? So it's different. If I have high value dudes who have like dogs, for example, we'll probably get along better because I have dogs, and we can like hang out and take our dogs out, go to the dog park and stuff. But but it all just goes back to your time, really. I mean, because really you don't have time for everybody. You only have time for a finite amount of people in your life that you're going to hang with, be friends with, talk on the phone with, FaceTime with, send messages with on social media. You only have so much time. Choose wisely, okay? Choose those friends wisely. Don't choose guys that have bought into the, beliefs and philosophies of the Matrix, because those guys will always be a cancer in your life, right? They're always going to see life as one big obstacle versus one big opportunity, right? They're always going to see the challenges, and they're never going to see the wins. I want you to have winners in your life, not losers. So, as always, gentlemen, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of today's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything I might have missed that you would like to share, please drop them in the comments below. Always love to see you guys, my comments. Always love to read them, so drop your comments below. And until next time, this is Matt Cross from Alpha Male Secrets, signing out here from my Range Rover, right? This is one of the last series of coaching videos I'm doing here in my Range Rover. It's still hard. It's really hard to let this car go, but this is the last series of coaching videos I'm doing in here. So don't forget to smash the like button below. Smash that like button right now. Also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my Alpha Male Secrets channel. I've been checking my analytics, man, and too many of you guys are still not yet subscribed to the Alpha Male Secrets channel here on the YouTube. So please make sure you're subscribed as well. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and you know, just help a brother out and subscribe. And for you guys who love my work and all of this amazing content I'm teaching you here on the Alpha Male Secrets, the best way to support my work is becoming a premium member of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm protecting my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut me down one day. They won't be able to, because all my content will be protected. It is being protected on my private platform. So this is the absolute best way to support my work, is becoming a premium Alpha Male Secrets subscriber on my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which is being hosted on a private platform. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male Secrets content from me. So take advantage of it. Okay, all you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.